Lucky here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
Everybody's calm down. It's Monday. We're live. Calm down. We're here. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. And hope you have a good week coming up.
All that good stuff as we're halfway through May already. This is insane.
Nutty.
2 weeks away from Memorial Day weekend. And I'm just going to put it out there right now. Nobody can stop me. The Bloody Mary Fest is coming up June 2nd. And would love to have you out there. Because my Rotary, Omaha West Rotary, which is the best. Omaha West is the best. We say that at every meeting, by the way.
I'm sure you do.
At the beginning of every meeting, Warren is our president. And welcome to the meeting, because Omaha West and everybody in the whole room is the best. Everybody scares our guest every time.
I'm sure. They're like, what did I get myself into?
It's pretty cool. So anyway, annually do the Bloody Mary Fest in conjunction with Ronald McDonald House. It's a benefit fundraiser for them. And so that's where the money is going there, and the Rotary Foundation. And we bring in a bunch of bars and restaurants that have their best Bloody Marys. And then you get to come in and try them. The people vote. We've tried judges. We were like, you know what? Let's just let the people vote. Let the people vote. That's who wants to vote. They shouldn't be weighted. They should get to vote and have their voices heard. So if you want to come out to the Bloody Mary Fest, you can get your tickets at OmahaBloodyMaryFest.com. And all the information is right there. It's at Warner Park, which is gorgeous. It's outside, but all the vendors will be in the shade. And then we'll have a seating area where you can also sit down and grab something to eat and enjoy your Bloody Marys, your samples, and listen to the band, because Echo's going to be there and they're awesome.
And enough samples equal full-size Bloody Marys. So the more samples you have, the better day it's going to be.
Very quickly. You might want to Uber to the ballpark. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
let's do a preemptive Uber.
But I just want to extend the invitation and absolutely, I would love to see you buy some tickets, because obviously the tickets, that's what it's all about, is raising money. And so that's what we're trying to do. So, and I'm the chair for it. So help a girl out. Help a sister out, right? So I'm going to be, I'm sending out little notices to a few of our radio friends to see if I can't jump on and talk about the Bloody Mary Fest.
Nice. Yeah, you have to do it under a pseudonym.
Right? I don't know. So we'll see what happens. So happy Monday, Kathy, by the way. Thank you. So anyway, so we'll start with that. So, and I might repeat myself toward the end of this too, in case anybody missed it, because I'm just going to be hammering this bitch. Yeah. I want everybody to come out.
Help mama out. Help mama out.
So anyway, so yeah, we're rolling into the week, and it's kind of a rain. I tell you what, with this rainy weather that we're getting, everything is growing so creeping. It's just creeping everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, no control.
I know it is. It's crazy. It feels like it's like feeling like late June right now already. I know. And when are our cicadas supposed to invade us? I know they're hitting a little bit. Okay, a little bit later.
Yeah, Iowa, Illinois probably too will get them. Like eastern Iowa, Illinois, I think is where they're going to be seeing most of them. Actually, let me look here.
And because you told me, or I think maybe Beth shared a story that actually cicadas just pee all over everything.
Huh?
So that's cicadas pee all over everything. So like if there's a ton of cicadas, they pee everywhere. Like that's their deal. I didn't know that.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
And, I
I'll
see. The cicadas, though, they said it just started. 2 groups of cicadas, billions of cicadas, not a lot, but billions is the word they used, are expected. Primarily, it'll be in 17 U.S. states. Haven't seen this happen since 1803 was the last time that these two, because like different cicadas bury themselves for a different amount of time, right?
mm-hmm.
So these are like, you've got the 10-year cicadas and the 17-year cicadas and
The
the
7-year,
8-year
I think it was a
cicadas
7-year.
and the 7-year itch and the
And I'd
whatever
just like to talk to a scientist and find out why on earth it takes that long to build a little grubby grub worm that flies.
that to come out as a cicada.
For 7 years. Like, why 7 years? Let's just random. Why
I don't
7
know.
years? Side note, I did find some information. There's no information about John Cicada peeing on everybody because I spelled cicada wrong at first. But
Mhm.
cicadas, it says, new study reveals that cicadas can discharge urine with far more force than their size would suggest. And they do it multiple times per day. And that's from the New York Times.
Awesome.
Yes. And it says they produce I don't know what this long, huge science word is, but it means a lot of pee. Cicadas consume copious amounts of water from plants they eat, which is turned into pee, and they rocket it out. So don't ever say don't bring anything to the table.
Well, okay. Okay, there we go. Happy
Yep.
Monday. So here I found, you're talking about New York Times. I found another article they were talking about. They said close to a trillion cicadas.
No, thank you.
The headline: 2 periodical cicada broods are appearing in this region of the Midwest to the Southeast. And when they say Midwest, they mean Ohio, right?
Mhm.
Illinois. That they don't mean here.
Yeah, right.
And so it'll be east of us and to the Southeast for the first time in a long time. It says a trillion cicadas from 2 different broods. 1803 was the last time this happened. Thomas Jefferson was president the last time. The Northern Illinois brood aligned with the Great Southern brood, 17-year and 13-year cycles, by the way. And then after the spring, it'll be another 221 years before the groups coincide again.
That's interesting. And they back in 1800 whatever, they didn't even know what was going on. They're like, why the heck are there so many cicadas this year?
There was no warning, right? They just showed up and everybody's
Yeah.
like, what? Because that was
And then-
1600 the last time, or 1500 probably, late 1500s.
Yeah.
So like nobody was probably even in that area yet. They were still on the East Coast.
Thank God somebody wrote it down on a tree stump or something so we know. Because otherwise, how would we even know?
1800, well, the 1800s they did have, I think they had paper.
Yeah, probably paper.
I think they had books in schools too in
Yeah.
about 1800s. Speaking of which, are you done with cicadas too? By the way, I don't want to change this.
I've been done with cicadas since I found out they pee all over everything.
We can always go back to cicadas if we need to.
Okay.
But speaking of 1800s is where I was going. So I just found out this weekend on my Roku, there's a streaming channel that's just Little House on the Prairie.
Oh no.
Yep.
So how you've just been watching that constantly?
You just turn on, it just keeps going.
Just the never-ending
in order.
House.
In order. And when I turned it on there in season 9, so that's when I'm like,
It's a big deal.
yeah, the house, the original, the Ingalls family is not in the little house out in the woods, right? The little house that he built. So Sarah and her family have moved in there, and her dad came from New York City to try and have them move, and they were putting the paper out. That's why I said they had a paper.
Oh.
So they were doing the paper, the weekly paper, and he's a big publisher from New York City. And that's when Harriet decided she wanted to do a gossip column, and she ruined everybody's lives. And
I think it'd be cool if some producer, director, writer, whatever, came up with a project that's a movie, maybe, or a TV show that puts the Ingalls in like modern times. Not like kind of like Brady Bunch did, but not like dorky, where they're like they still walk around in their whatever clothes.
The bonnets.
Yeah.
The prairie clothes.
They're all up to date, but it's the same
I don't know if the real God, could they make it?
Yeah.
They just want to go back to the woods. If they
yeah.
Pa would be so disappointed.
They'd be like, Mother, why did we come here? Yeah.
But I'm just thinking there should be a companion podcast for Little House on the Prairie.
Do it. Do your little review
every season, every episode.
React.
All the characters that came in and the characters that went on to become big stars that were child actors on there, and then they went on. There's a lot of,
Nelly is a total B this week. Why is she such
right?
why was she such a B?
Remember when Nelly came to visit us though?
Mm-hmm. I
Was
do
at the
remember
radio
that.
station?
Yep.
Was she in town for, was it Comic-Con?
Comic-Con.
Which
Yeah,
is
something
coming
like
up,
that.
as a matter of fact, guys, in a couple of months, like in June.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Comic-Con, or unless it was something else, but I think it was specifically Comic-Con.
I think it was. I think
Yeah.
it was. I think that's what she was here for. And she came into the radio station and she was just nice as could be.
Yeah.
And she was married to Percival. And Percival was a slight man. Everybody loved him. And
Is this real life or not real life?
not real life.
Okay. It's hard to tell. When you tell me stories, it's hard to tell.
It's like talking about soap operas.
Yeah.
Because then you fall into and the thing. Never mind, I'm not going to go down that road. But speaking of TV shows, though, I do have a connection for you. So somebody posted this weekend, which I had to scratch my head. Have you ever watched the show Young Sheldon?
Mm-mm.
Because that was the spinoff prequel to The Big Bang Theory. Okay, so The Big Bang Theory.
And I didn't watch that show either. I know I missed it. I know it was a funny show, but I didn't watch that. That's probably why I didn't watch Young Sheldon.
Let me see. Big Bang Theory, real quick, aired on CBS from 2007 to 2019. So it was on for 12 seasons, The Big Bang Theory. And they decided along the road that, you know what? We should have a prequel, because Sheldon was in The Big Bang, kind of the central, well, it was a, what do you call it, ensemble.
Yeah.
But Sheldon. So they started Young Sheldon, the spinoff prequel, and I think it aired November 16 was when it debuted.
Of 19, that same year, right?
2016, November 2016.
Oh, okay.
It said development of the prequel series. Oh, no, you're right. You might be right. Development of the prequel began in November 2016 with the initial idea that Sheldon Parsons passed along to the Big Bang Theory producers, that blah, 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 blah. So in March 2021, they renewed the season. It had to start in 2017 then. 2017. It did start. So that would make sense. Okay, so somebody posts, this is the post that got me. Young Sheldon will end in 1 week after 7 seasons. Has anybody watched that show?
I don't, nobody in my circle has watched that show, but that doesn't mean anything.
But I mean, and then it got reposted by a pretty big account, kind of funny guy. He's like, this show is on for 7 seasons and nobody knows one single person who watched it. I ask you, do you know anybody?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know anyone, maybe my mom, that watches sitcoms anymore. Any sort of sitcom or that kind of, Abbott Elementary, I've watched a few times and it's hilarious. Like since The Office, but I mean, that I don't even consider that a sitcom. I mean, like The Conners is absolute torture to watch.
Awful.
It was on one time and I don't know what happened. We couldn't find the remote, and it was on for like 15 minutes. And it was awful, torturous. Yes, it's like it's the canned laughing, and it just drives me nuts. I can't do it. I don't know how they're making any money, getting any ratings.
It's true. And seriously, that show destroyed itself from within. And the thought that they thought they could just continue it without the person the show is named after, and who had conceived of it and drove the ship, right? She's the one that steered everything. And they thought, yeah, we can do this without her. We'll get writers that can do better than she. And no, sucks.
Right.
Sucks. And it's sad.
I think Roseanne's hilarious. I think that even if she was there, it'd still be tough to watch because the canned laughter and I don't know. Cheesy.
I don't know. You might. I think I would enjoy it more if she was. I think I would enjoy it if she was there because she would go off script.
Yeah.
Right. And so everyone was on their toes. It's kind of like watching, real throwback, Carol Burnett show. And if you get a chance and you watch the old episodes of that, they go off script all the time, but they're all so good at improv. And they were so good at bringing it back where it was supposed to be, except when they'd lose it sometimes. But without that central person, it sucks.
Yeah.
So anyway, I happened to catch this. Yeah, Young Sheldon. I was like, that made it 7. Like it's just under the radar, and somebody forgot to drop it. Right.
Yeah.
Like somebody was supposed to cancel it. They just forgot.
Yeah. One of these days, it's going to be like that subscription that you pay $4 a month and you've been doing it for years. Somebody's going to walk into a boardroom and go, wait, we're still producing that show? It's 2035. What?
We're still paying those people?
Uh-huh.
Wait.
Yeah.
What? That's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happened. And since we're doing throwbacks, I've got one for you here. You'll get a kick out of this. I am praying to God right now. I just saw that Amazon just drove up. I have some deliveries coming right now. My little white dog is sleeping in a chair, and I'm just fingers crossed he doesn't hear. And I hope they don't like throw the boxes up on the porch because we'll have an eruption. So, so anyway, while we're waiting for that to happen, I'm going to share this screen real quick here. This popped up somehow. Somebody was sharing this, and I don't know if you remember when this was a thing. But here we go. We'll go there and boom.
You're getting tired of lettuce and tomato hamburgers that don't quite make it? Then look at McDonald's.
Wow.
LT.
Do you remember the McDLT?
Yes, 100%.
Well, listen, he'll explain it for all of you who don't know.
On the hot side, the new McDLT. Crisp lettuce and tomato on the cool side. The new McDLT. Oh, crisp. The beef stays hot. The cool stays crisp. Put it together, you can't resist. Could be the best lettuce and tomato hamburger ever.
Who wants a lettuce and tomato hamburger?
Oh, I would totally have that.
You-
I mean, it's basically a hamburger. It's basically just a hamburger because if you have a hamburger with lettuce and tomato and bacon and onions, it's basically that's what it is.
Apparently, though, it was too much work and it didn't work because they'd serve it to you in this. So it was two hamburger shells together. So you had the hot on one side and the cold on the other. Then you'd open it up and slap them together.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It
really
was like 1985, I think, or 90, somewhere right in there. Well,
It's
looking at
basically-
the hair and the clothes, that looks like it.
I mean, they're not stupid people. It's basically marketing. It's a deconstructed hamburger spread out, and it's something they could market to. but it didn't work.
1985. It was 1985. Holy cow.
Yep, totally
Wow.
remember that. I don't think I ever had one, but
I know I did.
probably did. I was a fat kid, so I probably had a couple of them.
Speaking of which, somebody put out a video this weekend talking about McDonald's hamburgers. So disclaimer, I didn't say it, but I saw it on the internet. And somebody said it was actually as a farmer, and they mentioned the University of Nebraska and said that the University of Nebraska was doing some testing. One of the tests that they did when it came to the food that we're eating, especially processed foods, fast foods. And I think they said they tested one of the burger patties from Mickey D's, and they found over 1,000 DNA strands present.
What? Like 1,000 different animals are part of that? Like different breeds of animals,
Cows.
or just like 1,000 different cows? Oh,
Different cows.
okay. So that maybe 1,000 is excessive, but I assumed
Right?
I assumed in my head that when you go and all the cows go to the hamburger plant and they don't all like do one cow at a time, I assumed that it all kind of happened at one time. Like individually they went in there, but then they were all like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it all like that. To me, that's not shocking. Like I said, 1,000's a lot, but still you got 5,000 head of cattle going to market, right? And if they all go in there, make us the
Right?
patties. Yeah. So that doesn't surprise me too much. It's a lot. 1,000's a lot, but
I don't know if I can get this.
I just
thing.
don't know people that go into fast food restaurants expecting to get anything other than something kind of sketchy. It's like your own fault, especially something like that, like food, like Wendy's and McDonald's. It's delicious and I absolutely love it. It's amazing, but it's like, let's not pretend that it's Chipotle and you're watching them cut chicken in front of you.
Well, okay, it's not table side. I will give you that. I will give you that. Here, I'm going to throw this up here real quick so you can see this. Because I just got, the thing is that they mentioned the University of Nebraska. And wait, I'm going to grab, where's it at? There it is. It's on Instagram. Here we go. So there's the guy. Okay, we'll turn him up.
Took 1/4 pound patty that was headed to McDonald's from a big processing plant and ran some tests on it. They were testing for how many different strains of DNA they could find in that 1/4 pound. Can you guess how many they found? Over 1,300 different strains of DNA were found in that 1/4 pound patty. Now, this is very concerning. Over at the shop, we process.
Okay.
And why is that concerning? Because maybe you know more info than I do.
Well, I think part of it is too, everything looks better in the commercials. Yes, Sarah, you're right.
Like when I make an omelet, I have 3 different eggs. I mix them all together and it makes an omelet.
Typically the eggs all came, depending on what kind of eggs you buy. I buy eggs that are like, I watch where I buy the eggs from, or I get them from somebody. So I know they came from the same batch of hens that were feeding the same feed, eating the same way, finished off the same way, prepared the same way. Right. And the same way with the beef too. When you're buying beef, you're buying, well, that's something to be watching as well when you're buying beef in the supermarket. If it says a product of the USA, the way they can get that, I do believe you can get that just for being packaged in the USA. They can say it's a product of the USA. It could have come from South America, for all you know, because of the way the labeling is done, because it's not specific enough and it doesn't tell you where it came from. If you want to know where it came from, go to a butcher or go to a rancher that processes his own. Right. And then you know what went into it, you know what they're feeding them, you know everything that goes with it. These, you don't know where these cows came from. You don't know. I mean, when you get to thinking about it,
yeah, I know.
It's really kind of disturbing because you don't know if these were top of the line or not.
There could be some toppers in there. There could be some bottom of the line ones, the bell curve.
There could be some that were pumped up on steroids. There could be some that were fed antibiotics that you don't want to deal with. There's all those other considerations. So when you're doing with a rancher or farmer, you know what they use on their products.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would prefer buying everything directly from a farmer or a rancher 100%.
Kind of like buy vegetables, right?
Yeah. Go to farmer's market, buy vegetables. You know exactly what you're getting. 100%. That's the best way. But yet here we are. We still go through the drive-thru at Taco Bell. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining about 56,000 strands of DNA in your taco meat.
There's no meat.
Exactly my point.
That's
and
not
it's
even
still delicious.
I have stopped doing that. Every once in a while I get a real craving for a stupid double cheeseburger. But I think it's something in their ketchup.
I think it's something in the whole thing.
Because there's something addictive that's in there somewhere that makes you literally crave it.
Like right now, I'm salivating.
Right?
Yes. I literally am.
Like, I found something really good. If you go to Vidlocks, you want to talk about something really good. And they've got really good meat and eggs. Great breakfast. We know that. But also for lunch, they have a sandwich on there called the Egstasy. It's a BLT with 2 fried eggs on it.
Oh my gosh.
It's on rye bread. Kind of like a real thin slices of what they call it, marbled rye.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good.
Oh, yeah. I went and got one to go yesterday.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
It was amazing. So just going to throw that one out there. Vidlocks is fantastic too. Hardworking people. They do a great job. All right. What else did you have?
That's nothing. I didn't have anything. I mean, we didn't do anything exciting. We just did yard work and hung out, watched the cats. I mean, we didn't
do anything. Didn't do anything.
No.
The cat one. I should grab that. My cat post that I shared.
Have you seen the cat song that's going around now? The cat meowing in the hallway. I'm sure you've seen that.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So
Explain it.
Well, I don't
find it.
I can try to find it.
Try to find it real quick.
That is Beth's absolute favorite. Like it's her hit song of the summer. Like she can, I think, and Grace, who works around here, posted something on Instagram of her in the car with her cat listening to that song.
That's hilarious. Okay. So a guy posted this. And we've talked about this fact before. Cats don't meow at other cats. They may hiss and that stuff, but they don't meow at other cats. They don't do it. So This guy posts, ever since I found out cats don't meow to other cats, that's just some shit they learned to manipulate humans, and the meows mimic infant human cries. I'm also noticing a lot of other fake shit about my cat. Which I agree with him. Once you realize that, then you realize they're working you every time.
Yeah,
you watch it.
Just like kids.
100%, they absolutely are.
I'll put a link to this because
I can find it.
I found one of these commercials are blasting in my ear, and they're 30-second commercials. So I'll just have to fight through it.
Okay. Well, the last thing that I had for you, because graduation weekends are happening.
One of those stupid videos where it's like somebody narrating it, and it's like, I just want the video of the cat. I'll try to find it though. I'll keep going.
Samantha said Donna Millie's. I crave Donna Millie's runs his ranch. Donna Millie's is awesome, and runs his ranch.
Yeah.
It's just like, and all of a sudden that's all you can think of. All right, so I will leave you with this, and this was on Nextdoor of all places. This is where I get my show prep. Okay, this guy Todd posted. He lives in Pacific Hollow, by the way, and Todd said he just posted. I was asked by my wife to check on Nextdoor if anyone has palette photo backdrop for my daughter's senior graduation. I have no freaking clue what that is. I'm just following orders.
That's funny.
Really helped him, but it made me laugh. So I'm like,
that's okay. I found it. I did find it.
Okay, good. Yay. There we go. We'll go out with a bang. With a cat cat video. When you knew it was going to come to this, sooner
You
or
knew
later,
it
right?
was. Yeah. Okay.
Cat videos. Voila. Okay.
Am I
Turn
muted?
it up.
I'm
Yeah, just
muted. Here we
there you
go. Let's one
Do
more
it
time.
again. Do it again.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
I mean, hilarious.
Okay, so
there we go.
that's what you came here for, right?
Yep, there it is.
That's what you came here for.
You are welcome. So thank you guys for watching. Rate and review and subscribe to our podcast. Do it every day. And 5-star lasagna reviews. And we appreciate all of your support.
Yes.
All right, guys. Have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.